Estamos en vivo.
This is the city of the sun.
El Paso, Texas. Live and talented. Fashion.
Yeah,
Icons.
Chuco Town, Chuco Town.
Artists.
Come on, come on. Yeah, yeah.
Food. Sports.
Chuco Town, Chuco Town, Chuco Town.
Y mucho más.
Come on, yeah, yeah. Chuco Town.
Different is what we do. Live and talented.
And ladies, welcome back to another segment of Live and Talented. This is going to be an icon segment, and man, I think we're in segment 62 already. Well, we have a returning guest, but from many years ago, and it's one of the local icons that's now back with the El Paso Locomotive right before season begins. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Memo Díaz. How are you, Memo?
Good. How are you?
You good?
Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely, buddy. So you're back. You left so many years. You started with the Locomotive, I don't know how many years ago, but 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
That was fresh out of college for you.
Yeah, right out of town.
So we want to get to know you because with the season's about to get going with the El Paso Locomotive. You guys are only a week's away, right? So a few weeks away.
Yeah,
March
a
something.
little bit less than a month.
Okay, less than a month. And we wanted to bring you in primarily because the season's getting going. The Locomotive haven't had a good run the last few years. They changed coaches. Players have come in and out. But I know that when you were here, you were the inauguration season. And then the year after that, they got to the final. Or
Both years we got
Both
to the
years.
conference final.
with your, you were part of those years?
Yeah.
Both of them. Okay. So now, it's just, it's a calling already. It seems like it's a calling. What happened to Memo after 2 years? Tell everybody. I want to know.
I ended up in Oakland. They offered me here obviously for a year, and in Oakland they offered me for 2. So I was like, it's about being able to keep going, right? So I went over, and thankfully it went pretty good. The 4 years that I was there, and like you said, now I'm back.
Now you're back. So many things happened while you were gone. I mean, I follow you on Instagram and Facebook, and you got married, right? You had a kid. Everything happened in Oakland? Like all that was, or did you get married right before you left?
So yeah, we ended up getting married right before, through the court at least, and then we came back the following off season, and we got married through the church. We came last year during the season for our baby shower, and then in the off season again had our baby. So it was in 4 years everything happened, and one thing I keep telling my wife, like, I owe you that, like, I coming home, just because when I signed to Oakland, she was like, I'll pack my bags and let's go.
Follow you.
Right? So I feel like after those 4 years that I grew as a player and as a person, obviously our relationship grew, because we got in a fight. We lived in a studio, so it wasn't like, oh, you can go with your parents. She was sitting right in front of me in the couch, right? And there was nowhere else to go, so our relationship grew, and I think all around those 4 years, we grew as in our relationship and as a player. And now I feel like I owed her to be able to come back home with a baby.
Yeah, with the baby. Well, I mean, let's face it, when you start a family, especially the female wants to be around her family, you know? And then there's the other factor, which is you need family to help you raise your kids, because it can't just be mom and dad. They need grandma, grandpa, the tios, the cousins. I have a friend that went military, and he was going on deployments from San Diego, so 8-month deployments, and so she would stay there. She stayed at the first deployment for 6 months, and then after that, she's like, every deployment, I'm coming back to El Paso, because it was too much for her to be alone. And so how was that for you guys? Did she follow you immediately the first season you played there in Oakland?
Yeah. She went completely out there with me. She got a job, and so thankfully that was a thing. Like she wasn't alone the whole week.
She had something to do.
She had at least something to do, but still the weekends obviously she didn't work, and that's when we would travel. I mean, and Cali is expensive. Cali is so expensive.
Yeah.
So I wish I could have had enough money to be able to look, all right, every once in a while, like go home and then come back. It was tough, even though both of us were working, but it was tough, especially the first year in Oakland, since it was pretty much our first time living together and like away from traveling together.
Well, you were growing up together. I think it was a new chapter for both of you. Talk to me about your baby. What's your name her?
Allie Penelope.
Allie?
Yeah.
Penelope.
Yeah, Allie came from the Notebook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So from the Notebook, and then we just like Penelope, so we had to.
What do you call her?
P. Penelope. Yeah.
You call her P. That's her
Yeah.
nickname.
P.
P.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cute. That's cute. Well, you have a new chapter. I think you were closing the chapter with the Oakland Roots, and I want to get into the Locomotive in the next segment. But right now, let's talk real quick about the Oakland Roots. You achieved so much there, because were you a starter as soon as you got there, or did you have to work yourself out, to seniority per se?
Every single year, and I've always talked to this with my wife. Every year I wasn't seen as a starter, and obviously it's just a little motivation, and to be able to work hard and get there. And eventually, towards the end of the seasons, I ended up being a starter and getting my minutes. And obviously, when I had my minutes, I could say I took care of business, and that's how I was, like you said, I was able to achieve a lot down in those 4 years. Obviously, once you earn those minutes, you get those minutes, you have the chance to be able to produce and get confidence. And so I think knowing that I earned those minutes, I was like, well, I'm here now. I have to do something with those minutes, right? So those 4 years went good.
Did you go through a change of staff as well, like head coaches? Did that affect you?
It did a lot.
Because a lot of players are like coming up, they're climbing the ladder, and then boom, new coach. And you're like, oh snap!
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna have to prove myself again to this guy.
Yeah. So that first year, that's how it was. Obviously, I think that first year actually, the coach was fired the first 2 weeks of preseason. So it was tough. But I feel like Oakland did a great job every year that I was there. With a group of people, actually, not players. Obviously, when you're at this level, you're very talented, right? But I feel like just as people, they were good. So we became pretty close. So coaches were in and out those 4 years, but the core group, we grew together and we grew with the club. There was that first year we would travel 30 minutes to train away from Oakland. We didn't have showers. So that became we had to ride back with like the teammates and stuff. So we grew as a team, and I feel like that's what it helped the club to grow. Now eventually we ended up training at the Raiders old facility and stuff. It was so nice. But I actually just had an interview about saying that how the league has grown. I was like, I've seen that club grow. Oakland really came from a small club to now where they're pretty big, and now they're going to be able to play in the A's old stadium, which is the Coliseum. So
that's good.
I really grew with them, and like individually, it was a nice experience.
When you knew, and we'll get into the actual transfer to El Paso, but when you found out you were officially coming back home, was that nostalgic? Was that like bittersweet? Like I want to leave, but I don't want to go. How was that for you?
We knew contract was gonna end, and obviously with our baby. So I think the more it was us thinking like, okay, like we're ready to, and not necessarily El Paso, but closer at least. But it was bittersweet because obviously those 4 years I grew with that, like I mentioned, I grew with that club, and I got a lot of love for that club where they obviously I had to fight for my opportunities, but they gave me the opportunity to grow with them, and I'll forever be thankful for that. But it was bittersweet because I wasn't happy to leave them, but I was excited to see what was gonna come for us in El Paso.
And at home.
At home.
You're homegrown. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Before we take a quick break, enjoy some of these pictures of Memo Díaz with the Oakland Roots. We'll be right back.
La gana Mazzoso, dejando para Enfeca. Enfeca, Mazzoso, abriendo la cancha para Rito, con espacio Rito, habilitado Rito. Rito va Rito, sigue Rito, centro de Rito, pelota arriba, el remate al arco, se metió, balón adentro, golazo. De Oakland Roots apareció en el otro costado del campo Memo Díaz para pegarle como venía esa pelota y enviarla al fondo del arco de San Antonio para que ahora Oakland Roots a los 14 minutos de la segunda parte cuenten el partido, ahora lo gana San Antonio. Oakland 2-1 con el primer gol de la campaña para Oakland Roots, es de Memo Díaz.
And welcome back, El Paso. We're here with the local icon, Mr. Memo Díaz. We already got to talk a little bit more about, your past and what happened when you left Locos and why you left us. But nonetheless, we're here. Let's talk about your season. The Locomotives are about a month away from starting the season. Actually, a month exactly today, or tomorrow. Today's, early February, so now it's March 8th. What do you expect? You came down. You're not a brand new player. You've been in the pro leagues now 4 years, right? 6 years.
The 2 here and the 4.
Oh yeah, that's true. You did 4 over there.
Yeah.
Are you getting to your 30s already, or you already hit 30?
29.
You're 29?
29.
That's it. Veterano.
Yeah.
We're gonna see you in the Sunday League. No te creas. What are your expectations? You come to this club that you've played before, but it's not what it used to be, let's face it. What are your expectations? What's happening with the Locos?
I feel like our expectations are still high, and I come from, or like you said, when I was here, we had really high expectations just because we had reached finals both years, and I think we all I was talking about the team or the guys, feel like we all have a very understanding of where the club needs to be, and we all have that high expectations of bringing it back to where it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, the change of coaching staff is not just the head coach. It's a camaraderie, it's a chemistry, right? Amongst the head coach all the way down to utility, staff. You've seen that happen now 6 years. How many new players does the Locos have right now?
New players
that are fresh to the team?
Probably want to say like 5, 6. So
Now,
it helps a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how does that impact? Is it a negative impact, or is it a positive impact? How do you see this?
I see in this. Obviously, I've seen it with in Oakland, where you're able to keep a core, and guys just jump in and adjust to what you already had, and not just tactically and out on the field, but in the locker room, right? So you have that core of guys that are already comfortable with each other, and those guys, it will be just easier for them. And it's obviously the guys in the locker room that are already there to make everybody feel comfortable, right? But if it's only a couple, then you only have to deal with 4 more guys and bring them in. Once you get a new team and it's only 3 guys stay, then it's going to be tough to build a culture inside of the locker room. But I feel like we have a pretty good mix of guys that are coming in and that will adjust quick just because of their years in the league or playing the game. Obviously, the same thing with the guys that are already there. So I think we'll build a winning culture inside that locker room.
If there's 5 new guys coming in, right? Not all the guys that are coming in are set as starters. They're not brought or bought out or signed to be starters. I'm assuming everybody has to win their spot. What is the protocol when you bring somebody that has 10 years of experience, kind of like Yuma, when Yuma was here? recently Luka Doncic now is with the Lakers, right? Obviously, he's going to come as a starter. Do you guys have any of those 5 guys come with that amount of experience that are going to really provide something?
I mean, as ideally, you would see it as with the experience. Okay, they come in as starters, but usually that's not the case. I feel like every single day you have to be able to show and earn that spot, not necessarily just because of experience, but obviously it helps and it makes it a lot easier on the coach, on the trust side of it. But I think like earn spots here, you must have to earn them.
You have to earn them.
Nothing's gonna
so
be given.
You came down without the confirmation that you're a starter, or?
Yeah. No. There's no way. There's no way you can. Coach doesn't see it like that. I can't even see it like that. It's a brand new
your spot.
Team. Yep.
Win it.
Yeah. So it's. I think everything. You have to earn it here.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said, it helps with the trust, with the experience, but nothing's gonna be given.
Another question that I've seen and I've heard from I'm involved in the soccer world. I have my own soccer club, and my son is with you guys, the U20 club, and he's well on his way to I think college soon. But anyway, I'm very involved with the soccer community, and one of the things that people always ask is why isn't the Bravos involved a little bit more with the Locos? But I don't think I'm even oblivious to the answer to that. Do you guys have friendlies often? Is there like a trade like that can happen more often? How is that relationship? Because you guys are somehow related, same owners, right?
Yeah.
So how does that play a role?
I mean, like you mentioned, I wish it was more scrimmages or us being able to come out into watching maybe a training session or stuff like that. But it's the same owner, but I feel like it's still 2 different leagues and
countries in general.
Yeah, exactly. So we had a scrimmage, I think, the year before, where they made it with people and fans and stuff. And I mean, I feel like that. I wish we could have had that every year, at least, yeah, for a preseason game.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's a little bit of conflict where they're already in season or they just got done with preseason and stuff like that. So it gets a little bit complicated, but yeah, I feel like it's just 2 different identities, even if they are the same owner.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about your position. You were playing a left back, right? Or right?
The year before, I played as a left back. This last year, I played as a right back. Yeah.
But before you left, were you into a mid at one point, or were you ever a midfield?
Yeah, I was kind of like a winger.
A winger. Okay.
Yeah.
So things have changed. Oakland turns into a defender.
Yeah. So originally, Mark was the one that made me. Towards the end, I became a right back, but I went out there and I really put myself out there as a right back, and
you like it there.
Yeah.
So that's what you're competing for right now for this season?
Yeah.
The right back?
Right back position,
There's no chance you'll play the winger?
I mean, whatever's needed, if you want the minutes, you'll play anyway, right? So wherever I may be needed.
I saw some of your goals, man. I saw some of your goals at Oakland that were posted. I was like, wow. Impressive stuff, Memo.
No, thank you.
Impressive stuff. There's 2 new players in the Locomotive that are local, homegrown, like yourself, but brand new to the club. You have Kenny and you have Gio Mora, right? Kenny played with my son, Julian, and Gio Mora played with Toros in one of our national tournaments. I'm so happy to see them there. I wish there could be more, I think a bigger feeder pattern, which they have it, but I think more needs to be fed in. How do you feel, to see more local people like yourself in that club?
It's great, especially at a young age. Gio's 10 years younger than me, and Kenny's 15 years younger than me, right? So it's good to see it at a young age. And just like you mentioned, I wish it would have been more. But obviously, there's a ton of talent here, and we wouldn't want to. I feel like you wouldn't want to keep them away from playing college if they weren't not necessarily like ready, right? But obviously, you have a certain roster to sit every year. But if they have the opportunity to play college ball, I don't think, I can be sure that Gio may be missing 1 year of college, and he came back, right? They called him back. So maybe it's okay, go and keep going and get a head start on your education, and then we'll sign you. But it's good to see it now. But yeah, very young.
You touched a very important topic, and that was one of my last questions, and we'll get to that now, I guess. You got a degree before you got signed. Am I correct?
Yeah.
All right. I think that's the perfect picture. Go get a degree, then play ball. Gio, I think, was in his third year of college, got the offer, and came back. Okay, I wish he would have said, wait, unless he's going to do it here, but who knows. What's your take? What would you suggest, and people watching, the Locomotive and the U20 Academy watching, or anybody out there watching that's still playing, club ball, what is your suggestion, your advice? Go get a degree, go play college ball, or hey, if you have the shot, go play pro?
Obviously, because I went the college route, right? I didn't have the opportunity to be able to sign pro at a young age. But even at that, Mexican parents was like, no, you have to get your education and this. I had some kind of like invitational tryout in Pachuca, and my dad was like I was like 13. He's like, no, I came from Mexico for you to go
right back.
Yeah, so stuff like that, where it was like those Mexican parents just go to college. So I went to college, thankfully on a scholarship, just thinking of like, okay, well, soccer's gonna pay for my education. After that, we'll see what happens. But then you get there, and it's like you surround yourself with guys that mentality were like, oh, we're gonna go pro after this, and I'm gonna go pro, I'm gonna go try out this, and so you're like, we're playing here in the same team, like then why not? Why can't I do it, So then after that, that's when, on my third year of college, that's when I started playing like summer ball and Midland and Loretto the following year. So once you surround yourself with people in that mentality, then you're like, all right, let's go.
You get hooked.
Yeah, you get hooked. So that's when I got but at first it was just my education. I didn't think I was gonna go pro. I didn't think anything. I was just like, it's gonna pay for my college.
Where did you go to college?
I played 2 years at a junior college in Yavapai. It's in Prescott, Arizona.
Okay.
And then 2 years at UNLV.
UNLV. And what was your degree in there?
Criminal justice.
Okay, so you could always fall back to that. If soccer was to end tomorrow, you can go use a degree.
Exactly.
I think that's the way to go. If there's no offer at 18,
if
17. If you're not playing MLS Next Pro at 18, I think you should definitely hit pro. College ball. Okay, Memo, let's get to some rapid fire. Thank you for the insight. Remember that we have the first home game for the El Paso Locomotive is going to be March 8th. So you guys can get your tickets at their website, look them up. And I think it's elpasolocomotivesfc.com. All right, real quick, ask you some quick questions for footballers. We call them footballers now in my house. Now, I have a kid in London. You know him. So he's playing second division pro over there. But I'm telling him, come back to the Locos, man. Maybe, who knows? You'll see him playing there one day. All right, you ready? We'll ask about 5 questions and then some rapid fire questions as well. And then we'll sign off. All right, Mr. Memo. If you could trade places with any other footballer in the world, who would it be and why?
Probably Cristiano Ronaldo.
Why? The money or his lifestyle?
Probably the lifestyle that he lives. Yeah,
absolutely. All right, what's your usual excuse when you miss an easy goal in practice?
The grass is horrible. There's always a hole there right before I finish.
Have you ever accidentally kicked the ball into your own goal during a practice?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, just last week.
Okay. What's the weirdest pregame activity you've ever seen in a teammate? You don't have to say names.
My boys, he's very Catholic, and he'll set up pretty much the whole church and his locker room and stuff. And we all pass by and we're like, oh, yeah. So But it's pretty nice for everybody else, you know. So it was
Good. All right. If you were allowed to add one ridiculous rule to football, what would it be? One ridiculous rule to soccer. Hey, la liga de Piqué, ¿cómo se llama?
The league,
Kings League? The Kings League. They have that suitcase where they open it up and they get, if you draw whatever you draw, and then you get a free PK as soon as the game begins. Like stuff like that.
Oh, damn, no. I mean,
A blue card,
probably just like a little
10 minutes
10
outside.
minute outside, yeah.
Like hockey.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right, what's the funniest thing a fan has ever shouted at you during the game? Oh, no.
It was like,
Te recordaron a toda la familia.
yeah, so it was like a cuss word, but the worst part, it was like, I turned around and it was like a little boy. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you know, it was like, I was like,
Yeah.
God.
I think it gets worse if you go down south next time.
Right, yeah.
All right. And if you could only eat one food for the entire football season, what would it be?
For the whole season, I'll stick with just chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah.
You're a big chicken
Yeah.
eater.
Yeah, especially just because it's good for us.
But you were talking about grilled chicken then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
not like churches.
Yeah, no.
Okay, good. All right, so let's do some quick rapid fire. Are you ready? And then we'll call it a day. All right, here we go. All right. Would you rather score a stunning goal or set up a teammate for a crucial winning goal?
Set up or a crucial.
All right. Playing in a packed stadium with a hostile crowd or a quiet stadium with your biggest fans?
That was a hard one, but
Packed stadium with a hostile crowd, like everybody's on you, or a quiet stadium with your biggest fans? So either
I think
against you or with you?
I think against. I think I feel
The hostile
it's
crowd.
nice, yeah.
All right. Mastering incredible dribbling skill or having the perfect passing accuracy?
Passing accuracy.
You're definitely playing left back, right back. Switching the ball.
Yeah.
A legendary career with one major trophy or a consistent career with multiple trophies? La Copa Mundial o muchas, la Liga?
Damn, I feel like if you put it like that with a World Cup with Mexico would be nice.
Oh, if you listen, Mexico. Last one, playing in high pressure final or a crucial mid-season match with the league title on the line? High pressure final or mid-season match with the title on the line?
I think that final. I think once you add that little title of the final, it makes it
Yeah.
a lot more fun and interesting. But
Absolutely. Well, that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Memo, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you for the invite.
You're always welcome here. This is a production brought to you by Texas Creative Careers. All our students are behind the cameras. If you guys want more information on the Icon segment at Live and Talented, you can call it at 915-590-7000. And if you want more information on the school at Texas Creative Careers, you can call us at 915-590-7001. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys next time. That's my time. This was Icons. We'll see you guys in a bit. You guys have a blessed week. Bye-bye.